What are the criteria for a good election commission? I mean, over in the past few years, the election EC has really suffered a lot in terms of its credibility. So now the question is,
first of all, the credibility thing, that suffered a lot of complaints thing. Okay. First of all, I think some of the complaints are, of course, against the policies, and then some are operationally. I have looked at some of the complaints, like there are hundreds of people who are 100 over years old who are voting.
Electoral roll issues.
And I have actually watched YouTube videos on the explanation given by the EC. They said, look, I mean, there are no death certificates. So we can't. It's
an NRD problem.
We can't strike them out from the electoral roll. People will be suing us. So some are actually explainable.
Yes.
You know. And then of course there are premises with like 40 voters. You know. And even then, apparently, in certain areas where there are no house numbers, there are voters who are actually using one address and put them all together there. So we have a house with 40 voters, and sometimes they didn't do it themselves, but the party did it. So hence the allegation of improprieties. But the EC looked at it and said, hey, there are 40 people there. So what can we do? You know, so they cannot go and to the 40 people and say, hey, you better change the address. So that is a problem. So that is another operational problem. Of course, we will try to address those operational problems slowly. But the policy problem is more important to me. Like I mentioned just now. So what are the criteria for a good election commission? I think there are three: efficiency, fairness, and trustworthiness.
You have always been vocal in the past on issues, on various issues. And you had a blog, you Facebook, and then you tweet. So how do you think that will? And of course, you have deleted your Twitter account now.
I'm not. I just closed it for the time being.
Okay, you have suspended it for the time being. So how do you think this going into a role where you are playing a referee? You know, it basically is the referee of the country, right? For democratic process. How do you think this works?
Actually, frankly speaking, that was the first thing that hit me when I was coaxed into agreeing to being nominated. Okay, my first reaction was, I've been doing all these things. How am I going to, what the perception? And I'm of course always conscious of that. But really, Chan, those were my thoughts as a private citizen, as a legal practitioner. I was exercising my freedom of speech. Perhaps in doing so, I was on the edge. So, I was conscious of that. But really, Chan, my speaking and analysing and criticising days are over. Now is the working days. I am now actually contributing to this new nation building of ours. No more talking to me. Now is the doing part. So, and that is what I intend to do now. So I'm not saying that the thing that I said before ought to be forgotten or it carry no weight. No, I'm not. Those were my private thoughts as a private citizen, as a legal practitioner. They are relevant when I said it, and at least I think it was relevant. But now, of course, I'm on the ground. I'm doing the job with this new trust that is burdened upon me. I'm now in the seat, so to speak. So of course, I may find that the certain thing that I've said before may not be correct after all.
Yeah. Okay.
And I
Stand
am
corrected.
yeah, and I'll be the first person to admit if it wasn't correct, then it wasn't correct. Before I made decision, I wrote, I spoke, I criticized without actual fact. Now I know the actual fact, so I have to say, so yeah.
Do you take a lot of coaxing?
Quite, because first of all, I don't seek positions. I never wanted.
It's a very hot seat.
It's not really. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, being a hot seat is one, but I'm a very private person. I love what I do as a lawyer, and I love what I do as a person who is vocal in various issues. I love what I do, and now I have to adjust. So because of that, I was initially reluctant, but then of course people will say, you talk too much. Now we want you to do it, you don't want to do it. So that hits me. Okay, so I thought, okay, I just go in, do whatever I do, see how long I will last. But of course, when I undertake a challenge or a job, I intend to do it well.
How would you handle government interference or government persuasion to in your role? That is one of the hardest.
Well, as I told you just now, I wanted to have this stakeholder engagement.
Okay.
I will listen.
Okay.
But the decision will be mine.
Okay. Ultimate decision falls on you.
I will listen to everyone, and then I will give due consideration of everyone's thoughts and opinion, and then the buck stops with me. I will have to make a decision after, of course, consulting my fellow commissioners, and consulting the guys in the operation. And if it's good for the country, good for the process, we do it. If it's not good, then we can't do it.
Pakatan itself has promised that the election or the appointment of commissioners for election should go to Parliament, but here it is not. So you would like to take this opportunity to say something about that? Yeah.
Well, I don't want to have to defend my own appointment.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't want to comment on Pakatan Manifesto because they are the government. I'm not aligned to any political party. I'm not a member of any political party. Although I've been helping both sides.
Okay.
I have helped BN, I have helped Pakatan. I'm that kind of legal practitioner in election matters.
Yeah, election matters. Okay.
So I don't want to comment on Pakatan Manifesto really.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to.
Yeah.
So I leave it to them.
Okay.
But insofar as my appointment now, of course, I'm a stickler to propriety, especially legal propriety. Okay? And it is within the current constitutional framework. I would say, let's say in 1 year or 2 years, that procedural mechanism is put into place. I do not know whether it entails constitutional amendment or law or amendment to present law. I do not know. But let's assume in times to come that procedural mechanism is put into place.
Yeah.
I'm willing to be brought before that institution, before that agency, be it the parliament or be it the select committee or be it whatever, and let them decide whether I should continue or not. I'm okay.